Hey, purposeful parents and elite educators. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about how I landed my dream job. And I have been trying to get a teaching position overseas for a long time, and finally I am hired. So we will talk about that more as we get into the video. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Kimberly Deneen with Education Noire, where we help you with the best tips and tools to level up your practice for student growth and achievement. So today's video is all about how I landed my dream job. I have been applying for over probably about 6 years now to teach internationally. I have experience with teaching in urban school settings, rural school settings, suburban school settings, and the only thing left for me now is to have experience teaching internationally. Living abroad is something I've always desired to do, and finally that's going to happen in August 2022. I'm so excited. Stick around till the end of the video and I will reveal to you where I will be teaching next school year. So first, I want to start with how you, if that's something you desire to do, how you can land your international teaching position. And I want to give you the resources today. And maybe in the next video, I will talk about how you can tailor your resume to make it a CV and what they're looking for on a CV for international teaching positions. So I'm going to be looking down at my notes here from time to time, but I want to start with the free websites that you can go to apply for jobs. So the first one I want to start with is the Global Recruitment Consortium, and their website is GRC Fair, like a fair you go to, like a job fair, .org. This particular website is really only for you it's really a job fair website. So it will give you the different dates for international teaching position job fairs, and they host them. The ones that I attended, of course, were all virtual. I went to 2 of them, and I think the third one, it was actually going to be live, and I think that it was in Dubai. I'm not sure if they switched them around, but when you get to the website, you'll be able to see that for yourself and that information. And again, this was free. Let me tell you though about this particular this website and how the job fair was. I didn't feel like I had quality time with each of the recruiters. Some of the recruiters were very, very short. They, asked a couple of questions and asked you to send your CV, or if your CV was loaded on the site, and then they were like, bye. So I personally didn't feel that I gained much from participating in the GRC job fairs. But you might have different luck. It's free. Hey, it's free. Get you're getting your name out there. It's free. So the next one is the internationalschoolcommunity.com. So this one, and I will have all of these resources in the description below. This particular one, I put a star beside it because I felt like this one I had good success. I got interviews from this one. Again, it's free. A lot of people don't know about it. You just pretty much apply. You're putting your all your credentials on their site, and then once you finish applying for this one, you can look and see what jobs are available, and then you can just click apply. And so I really felt like this one was a good, this one worked out well for me. I believe this is how the people who recruited me, I believe this is how they found me, through this website. So again, that's internationalschoolcommunity.com. The next one is acsi.org. This one, if you are Christian and your Christian faith is important to you, while you're in your work environment, while you're teaching, you want to be in a Christian environment, Christian school with Christian people, this one is a great one for you if that's what you are looking for. So again, it's acsi.org. And again, you just simply put all your credentials in your application, and then when you see jobs come up that you qualify for, you simply apply. The next one is AMISA, and it's AMISA.US. This one is specifically for people who want to work in Latin America, in Central America, in those particular areas. I attended like a webinar for them, and I think I may have attended two. One thing I noticed is that I applied for places, but I didn't really like hear back from them. This particular one, I don't have a star beside it because I didn't feel like I got a lot of success with them. However, it may be different for you. So again, that's amisa.us, AMISA.US. All right, so those are all the free ones. There may be more, but these are the ones that I am familiar with. And I will also show you a couple of these, the ones that I had the most success with. I'm going to take you to the site, and just so you can kind of see, how the site is set up, and how easy it is to apply after you have uploaded all your credentials. All right, and then the next one, these are paid. So the next one, this one is probably the most costly one, but I hear that people have really good success with it. And this is searchassociates.com. Search like you're searching for something, associates.com. So I started the process of applying for them. And one thing I noticed that was different from the others is that you do have a dedicated person working on your behalf to find you a position overseas. So that's an advantage of this one. And I don't think it's over $200, but some people may not.
I looked at this one, I don't think it's over $200 added to your shopping list. Is that right?
My Alexa, I don't know why she thinks I'm talking to her, but apparently.
I don't know what you think I am talking to on your shopping list.
I'm not sure why she thinks I'm talking to her, but anyway, let's get back to the video. So search and associates, okay? So this one, I don't think that it's over $200, but some people may not want to spend that much looking for a job. So, but I still included it because again, they do give you individualized attention. You have a dedicated person working on your behalf. So, I'm sure it's worth it. I never went through the full process to get to that point. The next one is ISS.edu. All right, so this one, they have also a section on their website where you can look for jobs, international teaching positions. ISS.edu is not expensive. I want to say it was about $75. They also host a job fair. I don't know if it's just one or two a year. I attended a couple of them. you have to pay in order to attend their job fairs. Again, I believe it's $75. One thing I really enjoyed, like during the pandemic, they offered free professional development, and their professional development was really, really good. Now that we're kind of out of this pandemic, they've gone back to charging for their professional developments, but they have really good professional development. And their professional development generally centers around global education, which is something that if you plan to teach internationally, you need to be well versed in global education, the global competencies, as well as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So that's definitely something you want to think about. Make sure that you're familiar with it. You want to look that up if you don't know what I'm talking about. You want to look that up, and you want to start incorporating those things into your practice now, so that when you start applying for international teaching positions, you are familiar with it, you've used it, and it's not something that you're fudging on your resume or fudging in your interview. The next one is Schrole, SCHROLE.edu.au. This one is also very similar to ISS.edu. In my mind, I think that they might be like somehow connected in some way, but they do the same thing. They offer the job fair. They offer once you have uploaded all your credentials and you've applied, you can also apply for positions through their website as well. And I think it's about the same price, around $75. And the last and my very favorite is Tie Online. Tie like a necktie, online.com. I have a star by this one, and I will be showing you this website as well. Tie Online, I've had very good success with this. I had a couple of offers from this website. Once you upload your credentials, and their application process is probably lengthier than the others. However, it's only about $50 a year, and you have access to teaching positions around the world. And when I say around, I mean around the world. And once you upload all your credentials, you're simply clicking apply. So it's not very difficult after you have uploaded all of your credentials. Okay, so now I want to show you a couple of the websites. So stay tuned. Okay, so this first one is the internationalschoolcommunity.com. This one, I found good success with this particular site, and I can't remember if this one is free or not. Manage subscription. It must not be. Let me see. Okay. All right. So you see, a 1-year membership is only $30. That's nothing. But I just wanted you to see that. Also, let's go here. I wonder if no, it hasn't expired yet. It said August 2022. Okay, so simply you would go to your browse vacancies. That's the one that I always go to, and you can simply search search your subject area, and I tend to go to English. And as you can see, there are positions available now. And let's see, let's go to this one just for, just so you can see. Okay. All right. So you see the information that is here. Oh, and this one you see you have to apply through Schrole. Not all of these you can apply let's just see what happens. Yeah, see, some of them will take you to their personal website, but you saw that one was Schroll, okay? So some of these are not set up so that you can simply apply through this particular platform. And so when you see these start getting, like, you see how now they're expired, a lot of them are expired, that's kind of when I stopped browsing. And I will explain to you now why a lot of these are actually expired. Let's see about this one. Okay, apply for this job. So again, some of them will take you to the outside links. Okay, so now let's go to my very favorite, which is Thai Online. Okay, so I'm gonna log in. Thai Online, again, this particular one, again, it is a lot. The application process was quite lengthy, but again, once you finish, you can simply, oh, this is a new feature. Look at that. Share your resume feature. Your resume can now be shared outside the Thai network. Okay, interesting. All right, but anyway, once you apply for this particular platform, once you're in here and you've uploaded all your credentials, you've answered all their questions, then you can easily find jobs, and they even match jobs for you. See, look, I have 44 matched jobs. I've applied to 29 different positions. So let's look at what they matched for me. Okay, so this is English as an additional language. And let's see. I'm just gonna click on this one. I'll just click on this one, okay? So you can find out a little bit about the school. And this one, I like this because it's so easy, because you literally click apply. My cover letter and all that stuff is saved. Okay? And then you submit. It's really easy after you have uploaded all your credentials. And the thing about this one, the Thai Online, their schools are, they're good schools. They're not, sometimes you can, like for instance, I did not include Teachaway, because a lot of those schools on Teachaway are not like international schools. They're not quality schools. Now, don't get me wrong, Teachaway can have some of those, but I find that a lot of the positions on Teachaway are not quality schools. Okay, so again, in Thai Online, let's just see. I can't remember how much it costs. Let's see what it costs. I forgot. They won't give me that. I'm sorry. They don't give me that information. I know it wasn't over $50. Okay, so these are my two favorites, and these are the two that I found the most success with. And notice that they even have like things that are coming up that will benefit your practice. Supporting the whole child, humanizing approaches to the DEIJ work in international education. They also put out a newsletter that that can help you with leveling up your practice. And then they also, look at these, they give you like the people who have become directors. They usually use directors or head of school instead of the word principal. So they show you like who's recently appointed or gotten a position. So you can, there are a lot of benefits here. So let's go back to the main site. And so you can see, hold on. So you can see their job listings, articles, news, and research, and they have testimonials. So, this website, I believe, gave me the most success. All right, so continue to stay tuned and you will find out where I am going to be teaching for the next school year. So, one thing I learned finally is that international schools work on a different timeline than we do in the US. So like right now it's May. So a lot of school systems are focused on testing and closing out the year. And even in the US, some schools end in May, some schools end in June. So that's even different. However, the one thing I do know is that school systems in the US generally start recruiting between June and they're generally done in August. Sometimes they may have to recruit and hire in September, but for the most part, between June and August is recruitment and hiring time. For me, I kept thinking about applying for international positions on that same timeline. That's not the case though. So if your desire is to teach abroad, then you want to start your process of applying and getting into job fairs. You want to begin in August. They generally start their recruitment between September, and they're pretty much done by January or February. So I had been trying to get a position for about 6 years now overseas, and I was working on the wrong timeline. And so once I figured that out, or someone told me, or what, I don't know what clicked, but once I did start applying in August and going to job and recruitment fairs through September, October, November, December. I went to quite a few in November and December. Then I had good success. I had about 3 offers. One was in Jordan. I was offered a contract in Jordan, and I can't remember the other place right now. However, here's the big announcement. I accepted a teaching position in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, and I'm super excited. It's warm there all year round pretty much, and it's near the water. So that's one of the things that I was looking for. Everywhere I applied had to have a beach nearby. So Abu Dhabi is actually the capital of the UAE. It is 90 minutes from Dubai, and I am super duper excited to be working in Abu Dhabi. So that is where I will be teaching next year. I'm actually not going to have a class. I view it as a promotion. I'll be working with teaching teachers best practice, and I will be working with students, helping to improve their English language skills and their reading skills. Let's say literacy. I'll be working with them with writing, reading, comprehension, all those things. So I'll be working with teachers, co-teaching, coaching, and also I'll be pulling out students in small groups and pushing in to classes to assist students. And I'm so excited, because guess what? Generally when you get a position teaching abroad, you are earning tax-free income. They will not tax you. You still got to do your taxes here in the US, but your income is not taxed. And not only that, they pay for your housing. Housing is covered, and a lot of times all of your utilities are covered as well. So the only overhead that you really would have when you work abroad is your food, your cell phone, your internet, your Wi-Fi, so your clothes. So those are your major expenses. And so I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be living and working in Abu Dhabi. So if you have questions for me, if you have comments about where you'd like to teach, if your desire is to teach internationally, post your comments. Please post your comments. If you just want to say congratulations, I'm happy with that also. I'm curious to know though, if you are considering teaching abroad, what is holding you back? What is your hesitancy, or what is in your way? What is in your way? And if there's nothing in your way, why haven't you gotten a position teaching abroad? Just share with me in the comments. So I am super excited that you stayed with me to the end. And if you've gotten value out of this video, I ask that you show some love and tap that like button. And if you have not yet subscribed to the community, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is click that notification bell and hit subscribe, and you can get videos like this every week from me. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Kimberly Deneen, your favorite educational coach and consultant. I will see you in the next video.